Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, team, whenever you are listening to this. Welcome to this week's group coaching call. So this is actually going to be one of our first BYB hot seats, and I absolutely cannot wait to get dug deep into it. The legend that is Laura is up first on one of our hot seat events, and the reason why I sort of wanted to share Laura's progress with you all is because she's overcome a hell of a lot of obstacles, and she is just the definition of absolutely taking action. She's nearly 10 kilograms down of body fat. She's not restricting foods anymore. She's got a son Jensen into the gym as well. Just all mega things, which I'm absolutely sure she is going to tell you about. So what I'm going to do is I am going to just unmute you, Laura. And basically, what we're going to do, Laura, today is we're just going to go through this little BYB hot seat that I've created. And honestly, I just want you to answer the questions as honest as you can. I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself, what obstacles you've come across, and things like that. So let's get into it.
I'm Laura. I'm 33 on Saturday. Yeah, I am 33 on Saturday. I had to think about that then. I'm a cleaner. I've got my own cleaning business, so it makes me really active. I'm from Slathwaite in Huddersfield, and I joined in September. I think it was the end of September I joined, or middle of September I joined.
I was looking at that earlier, Laura. It's actually been exactly sort of like 5 months since you've been. But anyway, Laura, I just basically want you to. Obviously, I know where you're at. Becky knows where you're at as well. But for those that maybe sort of don't know your journey, I just want you to maybe just give us a little bit of an insight into like what your life actually looked like before joining Best Jet Bodies. Let's maybe start with the first thing that I've put up here. What sort of daily, weekly challenges like would you encounter?
I'd find that if I couldn't be bothered to do something, I wouldn't do it because I'd been to the gym. That were a big challenge. The mindset of all or nothing as well. So if I was doing really well, I did really, really well. If I was doing rubbish, I did really rubbish and was binging a lot. So I found that on a daily basis, I was having to fight the urge to not eat rubbish. And then I'd restrict myself then because I'd eaten rubbish the day before. It was just a really vicious circle. To be honest, it wasn't all every day, but it was the majority of the time because I'd restrict one day and then I'd binge the next because I'd eaten next to nothing on my hammer in the gym and I'd getting absolutely nowhere.
And was that just on a sort of daily occurrence where Monday you might do sort of like really well with your calories, let's say, and then the next day it'd be like completely off?
Yeah, so sometimes I'd have a really good structure, like I said, it was all or nothing, and I'd have a really good structure for a couple of days, and then I'd have it's not willpower because I have got willpower. I just think that it was just I don't know why. I just didn't stick to anything. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. And I just want to say there, Laura, really appreciate you being so open and honest there because I want you to know that you're definitely not the only one that has struggled with this sort of stuff.
I think everyone's been in that cycle.
Yeah, 100%. It being in that sort of cycle of like restricting so much and then maybe sort of like on maybe like a Thursday or Friday, 1 or 2 things sort of like slipping up and then it's the whole weekend wrote off. And before you know it, it actually is more days sort of like off than on sort of thing.
Yeah. And not only that, I used to find it a bit of a challenge sometimes, which thinking about it, I never realised at the time, getting myself to the gym. I've always gone to the gym.
Yeah.
But the challenge was knowing what to do in the gym. I thought that I had to do different stuff all the time. So I'd walk in and do 20 minutes of pointless crap, basically, to put it blunt, because I had no structure. But I'd feel like I'd done really well for going and doing 20 minutes in the gym. And I'd walked in, but a challenge was sticking to a routine with the gym. I found that a challenge. I'll get bored of doing that because I get bored of things really easy. But actually, I don't get bored of things really easy at all. This has proved that I don't.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I absolutely love my programme.
And just alongside that, Laura, like alongside you know, sort of like binging, restricting, being in that vicious cycle, that all or nothing sort of like mindset, what other things have you sort of like tried in the past? Like, have you tried personal trainers? Have you tried like Weight Watchers and things? Or
so I had a personal trainer years ago, and my sessions were all right. They were good. And then I did Slimming World and lost quite a lot of weight through Slimming World, and then the gym. But as soon as I stopped doing it, which now looking back at it, I 100% understand why, all the weight got put back on. And I tried it again thinking, oh, it's worked before, but it didn't work again because I understood that it shouldn't work. So it's never worked since. So I've tried Slimming World. I had personal trainers, but I did find that they just blew smoke up their own backside and didn't really help me. So to put it very bluntly, 2 different personal trainers at different gyms. And yeah, they weren't very helpful. You got no support around it. I literally had my session in the gym, which I didn't really need because I knew what to do. I just needed to be given a program and some support alongside it, which I didn't get that from the personal trainers.
Yeah, 100%.
I've tried all different diets that you can think of.
Yeah.
And then the penny dropped eventually. Sorry, I've got dog hair in my mouth. Penny dropped eventually that the diets are not the problem. It's the fact that I'm not consistent.
I think it's especially having the right support there as well. From what you said about like personal trainers, that's just briefly touching on this. That's one of the big reasons why we started Best Yet Bodies, to do things like this, to build a community, to build support, and to build that vision going forward. Because myself and Becky were both personal trainers for years and years, and you would get some clients that would get all right results, and the rest are just sort of like behind, and it's because they haven't got that support there. It's all right doing 45 minutes to an hour in the gym, but there's so many more hours in the week than that. So I just want to say I appreciate you sharing the methods that you've sort of that you've had in the past, and it just goes to show, without the correct support and being in this sort of like vicious cycle, as you say, Laura, the energy, the consistency, the accountability is definitely not going to be there. So I just want to say, Laura, I really do appreciate you digging into all that. Is there anything that you want to add to that at all?
So with the personal trainer thing, I think when you're on a journey like this and you're trying to have it, what even say you're trying to lose weight, obviously that's a goal for me.
Yeah.
But you see it, you view it as a bigger picture now. So although yes, I do want to lose weight, and be slim up for me to go and do whatever I want to do, but I'm able to see that the actual bigger picture is that I just want to be healthier and get healthier habits and have a healthier mindset. Whereas when you're stuck going to Slimming World, personal trainers, all of the other stuff that I've done before, you don't view it like that at all. It is literally, you're going to lose weight, you exercise to lose weight, whether they mean for it to come across like that or not. That's the only feedback you seem to get, is that that's the goal, and there's no other goal other than that.
We're going to dig into that throughout this call as well. I want to sort of get like sort of bulletproof with this, and I want you to sort of like share what some of your goals towards the end of this call here, Laura. But what would you say your main reason was for wanting to change? Like, what really was the big reason here?
So I knew that I needed to do something, and that what I was doing wasn't working.
Yeah.
And I'd told myself time and time again, because I know what to do in the gym, I don't need any other help. When realistically, I knew that it were a load of poop.
Yeah.
Because what I was doing was not working at all. So I think it came to where I'd been asked to be a chief bridesmaid for two of my best friends, and it were middle of the year. I'd put all the weight back on that I'd lost for the wedding at the beginning of the year, where I were maid of honour.
Yeah.
And I just thought, how often am I going to keep going around in these circles before I actually come to something? And then I had a Laura festival when my partner went to Leeds Fest. I had a big party at my house and wore a dress for it that I'd actually worn on my holiday this year, and I look back at photos in it, and I know you shouldn't really talk down about yourself, and I don't really speak about myself in this manner as now, because it puts you in a negative mindset. But I did not like the way that I looked, and I think that were another thing. Seeing myself in photos, I could feel that I'd got more unfit. No structure in the gym, and I really wanted some structure. But I think the big things were that I was just sick of not getting anywhere with anything.
Yeah, so wanted the results, yeah?
Yeah, and swallowing a little bit, I don't know if it's classed as humbling myself or swallowing a bit of pride, to realise that sometimes you can't do stuff on your own, you do need a bit of help.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big thing sometimes for people. People don't like admitting that they need a bit of help. I'm quite a stubborn person. I like to do things and crack on with it and get on with stuff on my own. But that being said, sometimes you just need to think, no.
100% people that listen, as in, even we're all students, we're all always learning. Me and you, we're always learning. I think people who think they know it all, like all these PTs, like I've coached a couple of PTs before, and it's painful because they think they know everything. They try like put them in the place, and you're like, no, you need to. It's all about that growth mindset, isn't it? Instead of having a fixed mindset, having that open mindset of always wanting to grow, learn.
Especially when there's a community like this, I don't know, want advice on how to do something, and one person's advice might not work for me, but somebody else's might. Doesn't mean that first person's advice is wrong. It just means that it just doesn't specifically work for me. Like I said, that was one of the things I realised needed to change. I needed to get some help and swallow the fact that I couldn't just do it on my own.
Yeah, I love that. It's sort of like it is like a little bit of a big ego check, but just to be honest, I like to use the phrase that if you are the biggest fish in the pond, you're in the wrong pond. You should always be looking to people that are absolutely winning, that not are doing better than you, but people that you look up to, that you want to learn from as well. Because essentially, I quiz people all the time. People that I get inspired from, like I'm quizzing them all the time. I'm asking them how they're doing this, how they're doing that. And that's one thing that I've definitely learned for myself as well, is just to if I am sort of like the smallest fish in the pond, I'm in the right place there. So yeah, I love that, Laura. What are your biggest wins then, Laura, since joining the team? Tell us. Well, first of all, obviously weight is not the be all and end all of everything, but obviously you've done amazing on that front of things as well. So I mean, just tell us everything. Like maybe let us know where your confidence is. Obviously your energy, your strength. Like tell us how much weight you've lost. Tell us if clothes are fitting you better.
So to be honest with you, originally the way it was before I joined, it was I just want to lose some weight. Yeah. And I didn't really think that much else had changed mindset wise for me other than that. But all my mindset, I think the biggest win for me is now how I view exercise and healthy eating. I always knew they came hand in hand, and it was 80-20 and that it was more in the kitchen. But I used to go to the gym to burn calories. I used to chase. I never really paid much attention what was on my watch. I used to wear a MyZone belt. And I think I actually haven't worn it since I've started this, and I won't put it back on again for this thing because it's not, I've got in a bit toxic. But I used to chase burning calories. And I think that's the biggest win for me now, is that I view exercise in the way that it should be. It's used for mental health and to feel better, to be better, and to be stronger. Yeah, I mean, I've realised that I'm much stronger than what I thought. I'm really looking forward to going into a training phase as well for that reason.
How much body weight have you lost as well? Do you know the exact number? I do.
I think I've lost about 1.5 stone than this time last year.
9.75 kilograms of body fat you've lost. That's obviously nearly 10 kilograms of body fat. If you go pick up a 10 kilogram dumbbell, that's what you've lost.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the weight side of things, but that's had a knock-on effect on everything. My clothes fit me. Same for jeans, my work pants. I've had to bin a pair, and then even down to tabards that I wear. Whereas before they were a little bit tight on me. Yeah. Whereas now they're not. My biggest wins are my mental, like the mental side of things. If I will look at stuff, the weight, stronger. I've got such a good structure with things, and I think I put it in my networks yesterday about the fish and chips. I don't argue with myself over decisions anymore. I just say no to myself. You don't want that, and then that's it. There's not any more.
Yeah, I love that. I love what you put in there. And do you know what? You're always one decision off. No matter what it comes down to, you've always got a decision to make. And it's either going to be a decision that's going to push you forward, or it's going to be a decision that's going to hold you back. And when you put that in yesterday, I was just super buzzing. So, I mean, look at all this already from this up here, all or nothing mindset, binging, restrict, vicious cycle, weekend restart, didn't know what or didn't know how to train, no structure, PT, slimming world diets, to complete mindset change, doesn't go to the gym to burn calories, 9.75, well, nearly 10 kg down of body fat, clothes fit better decisions. Obviously, the clothes that you are going to be fitting into now will definitely bring you more confidence and things like that. But I definitely think like one of the biggest wins for you, Laura, is just having that mindset switch and just making better decisions. Not every decision that you make is going to be absolutely perfect. No, I love that.
The healthy habits have been formed, and they must be rooted in because I'm doing them naturally without really thinking much into it now.
With all these wins that we've talked about here, then having the complete mindset change, dropping all that body weight as well, I want you to let us know what the secrets are. Okay, so I want you to tell me what your daily non-negotiables are.
I do my 3 core gym sessions, which is strength training. I get up at 4:30 Monday to Friday. Yeah. I actually work Tuesday and Thursday at 5. I leave, but I realised that my day was so productive when I got up that early, and I didn't train my strength sessions them days, that I thought, well, why don't I just get up that early the other days and go to the gym? So I joined a 24-hour gym. And I go there, so I'm there for about 5:05 for my strength sessions.
Yeah.
Then try and do 2 great classes a week to get my cardio in. So they're my gym sessions. But my daily non-negotiables are: I get up that early every day. I go get my morning session in / work. Then eat my breakfast when I get home and prep my dinner in the morning, and sometimes prep my tea. If I try and do bulk cooking on a weekend.
Do you do a meal plan or do you do tracking?
No. So what I do is I decide what I want to eat during the week as a meal plan as such. But I don't have what day I'm going to eat it because I tend to find I might not fancy it that day. One of the biggest things that I found really helps, I don't know if this might help anybody else, but it really helps me. I put my tea in my fitness pal first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
So I know, right, I'm going to be having lasagna for tea tonight. Most of my meals are under 500 calories, and then if I add garlic bread and things like that, that takes them above, or like a pita bread or something if I'm having a curry. That good. But I put my meals in my fitness pal the first thing in the morning.
It's just like I put down there, being ahead of the day, being prepped, being planned, and ultimately it's like you're setting yourself up for success there, Laura.
It's organisation. If somebody had told me a year ago you were getting up at 4:30 in the morning to go to the gym, I'd have told them where to go.
Yeah, and with that as well, the people that are listening back to this, it obviously works for Laura. Most importantly, finding what works for you and sticking to it. You know what I mean? Getting after it.
Then you see your results. If you give up after a couple of days because it's tough getting up or tough being able to be bothered to go to the gym on an evening after you finish work, you're not going to get any results.
So on that, with your sleep then, because sleep's massive. If you were getting to sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning, you're not getting up at 4:15. So tell us, like, just simply here, Laura, what time are you getting to bed at? What time are you getting?
Bed at 8 o'clock. Phone goes down. This is it's not a new thing. It's Christmas and I found it really works. My phone goes down, but phone's away and then telly's off at 9:30 at the latest. And then I usually sleep right through to my alarm. I've actually started waking up before my alarm as well, which means that I'm in a routine of doing that.
How much sleep are you getting, Laura?
Today I've done 25,000.
Right, so let me just touch on that quickly for the people that are listening back. I love that. I just want to touch on this as well, just because I know that there'll be people like listening back to this thinking, oh God, I'm never going to be able to do 25,000 steps. This, alongside that, like Laura's calories might be completely different to where your calories are at. Like, but a deficit for Laura, she might be on a lot more calories for a different period of time. So just with that, obviously she is doing a high amount of steps there because she's got a very active job.
I've got a really active job as well, I think, which if you've got, again, I've got friends that have got desk jobs and things like that. I'm constantly on the go with my job. And then I've got 2 dogs that need walking daily. So I think when it comes down to steps, I think your circumstances are a massive.
Laura, what would you say your biggest obstacles that you have overcome so far? Like, give me, maybe bullet point me like 4 obstacles here. What are things that you feel like you've like really overcome?
Getting over the scales scale weight was a big thing for me, a big obstacle to get over, just because you get so hung up on it sometimes when it does need to come down, but understanding that there's so many factors to why it could go up.
Yeah, of course.
And moving
To Laura, give us another one that you've overcome.
I've overcome loads. The mindset towards, pardon?
All or nothing mindset.
Yeah, my mindset. To be honest, that's probably just as big as the scale. Sticking to being consistent and not giving myself excuses, because nobody will know. You know, if nobody knows, how can anybody like look down on you? Whereas in actual fact, you're not doing it for anybody else. You're doing it for yourself. And if you're doing it for other people, you're not going to. You need to want it yourself to be able to do it.
100%. Scale weight, all or nothing, consistency. That says calling yourself out, by the way.
Yeah, that's a better way of raising it. Yeah.
What obstacles, Laura, do you think you still face? Yeah, one thing that I would definitely say, just from what you touched on, and you shared in my networks. In fact, I'm just going to put one of them because I think this is the main one for you. Is it's definitely just decision making. Like, no matter what happens throughout the week, you're going to be faced with decisions that you've just got to make.
Yeah.
That not having the self-confidence to make them, you mean?
Yeah, no, I definitely think Laura does have the self-confidence to make them. But
I think it's the doubting sometimes.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you're always going to have them decisions to make. Like that decision was brought to you this week, whether to go for fish and chips or just make your own food, and you decided to make your own food. But nevertheless, it's still an obstacle that. What exciting goals have we got this year, Laura, that we're working towards?
Got my weight loss goal, but that's not the be all. That's not the biggest. The biggest goal to do with the weight loss side of thing is to wear a bikini when I go to Endo at the end of April.
Yeah.
I want to run most of the Total Warrior that I'm doing in June. I've also got 5K coming up, and I'm not really a big runner, but I am going to start doing it because I think it's nice to have a challenge.
Yeah, 100%. I love that as well, because alongside your sort of like weight loss that's coming, not only have you got that drive where you want to go, do you know what, I want to feel absolutely amazing in a bikini, but you want to perform well as well, you know, doing Total Warrior, getting stronger in the gym, you're getting so much stronger in the gym,
yeah,
5K and things like that.
Yeah, I like the thought of being strong and
100%. Just it's good that you're getting so much stronger. When you send PBs through, I'm like, yeah, she's smashing it. Got another PB on the leg press today. One thing that I wrote down here as well, Laura, is gym outfit, because this was one of the things.
I forgot that one. That was a big one.
So, like, just feeling super confident in your leggings and your sports bra and the stuff that you wear into the gym as well. I know that that's a biggie for you, so I wanted to write that down. The results that we've got up here, Laura, about wearing a bikini to your Hendu, to the Hendu in April, running 5K, gym outfit, consistently getting stronger in the gym, feeling healthier, feeling your best. Like, why are these results actually important to you in your life? Like, specifically, what would you put it down to? Like, why would you say that ultimately these goals here are important to you?
Because I want to set a really good example for Jensen. I don't want Jensen to be stuck in the same cycle as what I've gone through. I want him to to not have to go through the restriction and the endless tight gym sessions of getting no progression because you don't know what you're doing, or just getting nothing from your sessions. I want him to be able to learn from me healthy habits, really, because I've had to retrain my brain basically to get these healthy habits on board. I want him to be learning them as he's growing up, and then not going to the gym with me is the biggest thing, because it's building the foundations for him. But that's one of the biggest things for me. I don't want him to be sat here in, how old is he? Will be 10 years time, for an example, doing the same thing. Maybe having a coach to build strength, fair enough, but not to retrain all the negative.
Yeah. And it's learned through you at the end of the day. Like you've taken this on board, and you're going to be sort of like teaching this to him, which is just amazing. Like, we send our kids to school to learn how to do this and learn how to do this. But Laura, if you can be at the point where you were at when we first started and learn how to overcome these obstacles, imagine what you can tell Jensen to do as well. So,
and there'll be such special memories as well. Like when he's older as well, looking back and like, oh, I used to go to the gym with my mum.
Yeah, it's good. And also, he doesn't hear me say I'm on a diet anymore. He once said to me, which I think was one of the when I realised actually I need to change something here. He told one of his friends that, bearing in mind he went 12 in November, so it'd have been 11. That one of his friends' mums told me that he'd said that he got fat over lockdown, and I was like, that really hit home, and I was like, oh, that's because he's heard me say about Ben and he said that he felt he needed to go on a diet. And I think when his friend's mum told me, I would have been like, oh crap, actually, that's everything that I do does go on, because you don't always realise that.
Yeah,
but you know what, Laura? I really do think that that's the deepest thing that you've ever told me, and I really do think that.
Come to me now as we were talking about this, me saying that Jensen's the reason for it. It's just come to me now.
Yeah.
Social media is cruel for all the stupid stuff that you see on it.
Yeah.
Boys are affected just as much as girls. I just don't think people realise it.
Yeah. I just think the decisions that you are making now are just going to reflect so well on Jensen, and that really, really is just such a great driving force there, Laura. And to be fair, like just to summarise everything here, you've gone from this sort of like, you know, imagine if Jensen had this, the all or nothing mindset. Imagine if he was binging, restricting it. Imagine if he was in this vicious cycle, always wanting to restart, doing all these different things to change. And now you're the one that's actually sort of like in the green now with all this stuff. You know, you've got the correct support. You don't want to repeat the past. You feel more confident. You wanting results. You're wanting to learn. Complete mindset change. You've dropped body fat. Your clothes fit better. You're making better decisions. Like you get into the gym in the morning. You're doing classes. You're bulk cooking. Like all of this positive stuff down here. You're moving. You're still faced with obstacles, but nevertheless, you've got bigger and bigger goals to work towards. So, like, how you can just go from like a place of, I wouldn't say such negativity, but so lost to completely flipping the script within 5 months is.
Yeah, I was totally lost, and it's every day you learn constantly, and it's not only like learning about healthy habits and stuff like that. You kind of learn how to deal with things differently as well.
Yeah.
It's a whole journey.
It is a whole journey.
It's not just about weight loss, which, like I said at the beginning, I did think that it's not at all. It's totally like my mindset's totally different now to what it was before.
100%. And you can just see that with the results that you're getting, which I am going to get into now. So, Laura, just to double check it, am I good to go over your progress pictures and body weight quickly?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, we got to see how many things I've got with the open.
You want to do the reaction again?
Right, so this is Laura from the side. As you can see, she's looking super amazing. This is the one from the back, so you can see the amount of body fat that she dropped from her legs, from her waist, from her upper body as well. And then this is the one from the front as well. 5 months difference right there. So onwards and upwards.
It always looks so funny on them photos.
And honestly, everyone does. You should see mine. This is also Laura's body weight graph. So as you can see, it doesn't just trend downwards. Okay, yes, we've been in a fat loss phase, and yes, it's had its like when you look at it like this, when you look over it like a 6 month thing, or even when you squidge it all into a year like that, you can see that it's gone down. But if you look at it month to month, you can see that she has these spikes here, and then it drops, and then she'll have another spike. And the main difference is this is from the 19th of January to the 24th of January. You need to make sure that this little bit in between here doesn't affect what you're doing.
I was going to say so many people fail and give up at that point. Feel like it's not working.
Let's just go back to the start here. So this is the start. Okay, so this is when Laura started, the 5th of September. She dropped body weight, and then it's gone back up here on the 18th of September. Here would be a good point where she will go, what is the point in me carrying on? The scale's gone up. And this is why it's so important. I cannot reiterate this point enough, not to get hung up on the scales, because if we have a look at the progress that she's made so far, she's nearly dropped 10 kilograms of body fat. It's gone up, it's gone down, it's gone up, it's gone down. Christmas time, I don't know whose scales didn't go up around Christmas time, but now the fact of the matter is, Laura's back on it. She's got clear-cut vision. She knows exactly what she's doing with the calories, with her training. She's got the support she needs, and the body weight is dropping. Again, we've had a little spike, but then we've had a little drop. So, Laura, what would you make to that just before we finish up here?
Yeah, so before joining, I would have given up once I saw it go up, or I'd have thought, oh, well, what's the point in trying over the weekend?
Yeah.
And then you just yo-yos there, don't you? I always tend to find that regardless of how strict I've been over the weekend and how on point I've been, I will always be 1 or 2 pounds heavier on a Monday than I am on a Friday. And I think a lot of that is, don't think I drink as much water. I don't move as much because I'm not at work. But also, it must be to do with, I must eat different types of foods. I'm not as strict with I am strict because I eat within my calories, but I don't think I have as much fruit and veg and things like that. But it's gone then by Tuesday morning.
Yeah, exactly.
But I've learned, I used to only weigh myself once a week, and I weigh myself most days, not to be bothered for me to see them going up and down. And I think that's helped me realise that they're not the devil.
Yeah, 100%. When people say, I see this all the time, like, oh, you know, I've stopped weighing myself because of X, Y, and Z. Like, weighing yourself ultimately is just gonna tell you if you're in a deficit or not. Like you said at the weekend, you know, if you eat, it's still the same calories, but let's just say you eat more carbohydrates than what you do fats, and you drink some more water or whatever. Of course, these scales are going to go up. So the one thing that I'm just so happy is that you've got, like you said on this call, the biggest thing has been this mindset shift. But you know, it's just a mindset shift in everything, and your mentality of getting up, just becoming the best version of yourself, but also switching that mentality from being like, oh, what are the scales saying, you know, and not letting them ultimately decide if you've had a good week or not. So
I do
get the results like you are getting, Laura. Like, it's incredible. You don't just inspire yourself, you don't inspire Jensen, but you actually inspire other people around you.
Yeah, and it's nice. I'm really pleased. To be honest with you, I knew I'd do it, and I'd stick to the plan. And because when I'm doing something, I don't see the point in doing something unless you're going to give, because it's wasting everybody's time, not just my own. But I am really impressed with the results. Obviously, I put work into it, but I do think a big part of it is because there's the community and the advice. You're not on your own doing it. Whereas sometimes if you're stuck with something like that, no one will know mentality. Yeah. No, nobody will know, but I can post in the group that I've done something that everybody else will appreciate that's been done, and that you've overcome that challenge, or I'll read somebody else's post.
That's why I just think as well, like when I see people share in Mighty Networks and in the community that we've built, that's what it's there for. It's there to hold you accountable and to share sort of like your obstacles and things like that. So, Laura, listen, I just want to say you've been absolutely amazing on this call. Guys, Jenny, Steve, and Cherie, can we just unmute? I'm just going to wait until you both unmute here. Just hit the unmute a sec if you can find it. If you can find it, that is.
Right, you're going to get us to clap.
Yeah, I'm just going to give Laura a round of applause here. Right, let's get a round of applause for Laura, everyone. Let's see if we can hear him. Yeah, Steve and Sharia clapping away. Jenny's clapping away. Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Right, guys, we are going to land the plane here. Laura, you've been
Thanks so
absolutely
much, Laura.
awesome.
I'm glad to be the first one. Hope everybody enjoyed it.
Jenny, love that. Thank you for sharing. Stephen Sheree, it's been epic to have you here. For the people that are listening back to this as well, we have got plenty of client hot seats coming up. So it's going to be absolutely epic for you guys to hop on here and for you to listen to other people's journeys, other people's obstacles, because I can guarantee you there'll be ones that are similar, but there'll be obstacles that are completely different as well. Everyone's journey is completely different, but what matters is we're here to become the best version of ourselves, and that's what ultimately matters at the end of the day. So guys, I'm landing the plane here. Laura, you've been absolutely awesome. Looking forward to seeing you absolutely kill the rest of the year. All right, guys, see you later.
Bye.